Welcome to the Ring View podcast. My name is Barry Grant Jr. We talk wrestling on this show. My good friend Josh Tariff is there. You know, I just found out something about you today, which is crazy that you're 6'1". You know what's crazy? How I was listening to the conversation, right? This is off pod, obviously. We weren't having a conversation on mic, but I was listening because I'm a good friend. But don't try to show off and talk about, because I'm 6'1", don't do that, because us small guys on this side, we don't like people like you to be able to show off and talk about how tall you are. We don't like it. Okay?
Hey, I'm not trying to show off that I am tall, dark, handsome, chiseled, with an incredibly high IQ.
Right.
I'm very humble. Just like Logan Paul's song, I'm humble.
There's nothing humble about you, sir.
Oh, hi. That's debatable.
It's nothing humble about you. I've known you for a good time now. Just like I've never had a humble conversation with this guy. It's just like he's just so into himself. I feed into it.
I take it that means you're just not listening.
I try. Sometimes it's like you hear the wah 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 wah, and you hear a word, and it's like, oh, okay, I recognize that word. And get snapped right back into it. But listen, good to see you. You had a very busy weekend, which is awesome.
I did. I got to hang out this past weekend with the crew of Reality of Wrestling down in Houston.
Shouts to ROW, man. They doing big things.
It was an incredible production watching how they get everything set up. My man, Alex Ace, the man that I manage, had his debut for them. It was great. Also, over the last week, I don't remember if I touched on it at the beginning of last week or not. We made our debut for Championship Wrestling, part of the United Wrestling Network.
Yes.
Our debut should be airing within the next, hopefully, week or two. So make sure you follow them on YouTube or look them up if they broadcast in your area, because it broadcasts around the country. So big things happen, and as we get towards WrestleMania, where we got events already scheduled there, but I know you and we are here today to talk about the show itself. And a lot took place between SmackDown and Raw for WrestleMania. Some good, some not so good, but a lot happened.
I think I think our theme going forward for this show is going to be the good, the bad, and the very ugly.
See, that's not original, though.
We'll come up with something else. So we can come up with different names, but that will be a theme, because it's just like there's a lot of it. There was a lot of things in the middle for me. Not a lot of good stuff, but not a lot of bad stuff either. It was just kind of like neutral. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know how you look at things, but I don't particularly look at things that if it's neutral, it's always good.
Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah. So, we'll get into it. Obviously, we're gonna talk about SmackDown that just passed. Obviously, on Friday, we have Monday Night Raw that we're gonna break down, and the WrestleMania card is starting to come together. I believe that we have, I want to say, 12 matches probably confirmed right now.
It's close to that,
yeah. So, if they already have 12 matches confirmed, then that is actually over what we were talking about, where we were scared of saying that it was going to be an 8-match card for both nights, right?
Right.
So if they settle in with 12 matches, if we don't get anything more than there, which I believe we're going to get, if they end up getting anywhere between 14 and 16 matches, I think that's a great card. I think
that's what it's looking like, because you were right. Yeah. I just double checked. They have 12 announced, but there's definitely at least two definite ones that I can think off the top of my head that are also going to be added.
Correct.
So it's going to be at least 14, maybe up to 16 matches.
Right. So, that's a good thing. The more people can get on the card is the better, just as long as, the matches are great. We don't care. So where do you want to start first, my friend? Are we starting with SmackDown?
I gave you the list, man. You go with it. You're in the A chair, sir. When you're in the A chair, you drive. I'm the passenger.
You always tell me to drive. I don't want to drive today. Okay,
well, then,
but you know what? I'll go ahead and drive and then park the car.
Then I'll do the intros and I'll do the talking and I'll have the fun neon light logo in the background
and the cool Bob Marley picture.
And the cool Bob Marley painting.
Yep. All right. So what did you okay, here's a question. What did you love from SmackDown the most? And what did you hate from SmackDown the most?
I loved the first 2/3 of Jelly Roll.
He was all over the show, wasn't he?
That's why I'm saying the first 2/3.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, him involved in the separation between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, getting in there and taking RKO. Like, there's no need for that part at all.
Yeah.
I loved his promo with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
I was sports entertained by his match with Kit Wilson.
Very.
Yeah. And I'm like, great job, Jelly Roll. We'll see you next time. I appreciate this. It was great. Why are you back out there?
Right. It's a definition of overkill.
Yeah. SmackDown to me was a 3-hour head scratcher. And I got to watch it in depth because I watched this at 2 a.m. while sitting in the Houston airport because I got there so early to make sure that I didn't have to deal with TSA issues. That I got to my gate, no problem. And I sat at my gate for over 6 hours. Wow. I'm like, this is my time to take out my computer and watch 3 hours of SmackDown.
Right.
And I mean, there was just so many areas that scratched my head. The biggest one was probably with the United States title picture.
Oh, goodness.
So Carmelo has his open challenge. And prior to the open challenge starting, we have a backstage promo with Nick Aldis letting Trick Williams know he will be on WrestleMania. But we have no idea how. He just tells him, you're going to be on WrestleMania. And Trick is celebrating and this and that. And then Sammy shows up. And Nick Aldis tells Sammy, you are not on WrestleMania.
Remember, you know what I told Trick? That doesn't apply.
Right. You just heard that? Ignore it. Sammy's like, all right, well, I'm going to find a way. And then all of a sudden, he's the one who answers Carmelo's open challenge. And due to Trick Williams screwing up, interfering in the match that he should not even be out there for, Sami Zayn beats Carmelo, regains the United States title, and then Nick Aldis lets Sami Zayn know you are now on the WrestleMania card and you're defending your United States title against Trick Williams. So,
and go ahead.
I was going to say, here are the big qualms. That's my $5 word for this that I have for this. One, all of a sudden, 2-ish weeks from WrestleMania, Carmelo, who has worked his ass off for months and months and has gotten over to be a top guy and was a champion, is now up, as of this recording, not even on the show because he's not even in this U.S. title match because they announced it's going to be Trick and Sammy. So that's issue number one. Issue number two is it was roughly 5 or 6 months ago when Sami Zayn lost the United States title to Ilya Dragunov. He said to Ilya, because Ilya offered him, you can have a rematch whenever you want. So he said, nope, I got my eyes on a bigger prize. And I'm focusing on the world title.
Right.
And then there's been all the storylines that we've talked about over and over and over. Sammy going for the title. Oh, he's going to win it. Then he got squashed by Drew. What's going on with him? Where are they going? Are they turning him heel? They shouldn't, this or that, whatever it may be. And then he loses to Aleister Black like a week or two ago. And then he's just like, oh, I have to get on WrestleMania. Well, you know what? This means the way it's presented, I'm going to lower my standards because I've been going after the world title. Right. I'm going to go back to the area that I said I was too good for, win that title, and now I'll be on WrestleMania. And I get it's all to set up. I mean, figuratively, all is set up Trick winning the U.S. title.
Correct.
Where I can see them now trying to swerve. It should be Trick winning the U.S. title, but I can see him almost doing a swerve where, because they've been teasing Sammy trying to turn heel, that he somehow cheats to then retain the title, which no one would expect. I don't want that. I want Trick to win the U.S. title.
Yeah, because everybody's talking about like there might be a double turn that happens in Mania.
Right. But I mean, you already kind of so planted the seed from this to have a feud with Trick and Carmelo, which is just good money.
Yeah.
But that's going to then happen after WrestleMania. So then Carmelo is left off Mania. Sammy wins the title just to pass it to someone. And this just became a giant mess.
Yeah.
When it didn't have to be.
I don't think that, to me, and I hope that this doesn't happen, that they do leave Hayes off of WrestleMania, but there's no way you can leave him off the card. You have to add him to this match, because if you keep it the way it's right now, Sammy and Trick, let's just play it out and say Trick wins the U.S. title at WrestleMania, right? Big moment, big WrestleMania moment. Fans are going crazy. You are now leaving Carmelo Hayes blowing in the wind with a white-hot Trick Williams as your champion, and now Carmelo is forced to have to go heel now, because that's the only way you can be able to build that rivalry.
Yep.
It leaves him deader than 2:00 on a Tuesday.
You could have easily done Trick versus Sammy without the title.
Right.
100% could have done that. Trick wins, fine. And you could have done Carmelo and Ilya like a 2 out of 3 falls or something along those lines.
I would have loved that.
So they just steal the freaking show.
Yep.
And whoever wins, you have Carmelo win. Okay, then you have Trick and Carmelo feud for the title. You have Ilya win and regain the title. Well, then Trick shows up. I won my match. You didn't win yours. And you start your feud there. Fine.
Exactly.
Either way, it works.
Either way, it works. You can be able to have the title match at Backlash, or if you want to go ahead and crown Trick at SummerSlam, whatever it is, you are now putting him on the road to getting a strap. And that's great. But the way they're doing this is like, everybody said that SmackDown was bad because of Road Dogg. Well, Road Dogg is not there anymore. And it's looked like it's gotten worse.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand how this makes any sense. So this was one of the definitely confusing things that happened on SmackDown for me, 100%. The other confusing thing for me was this Rhea and Jade thing is not going well.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
And
it's really bad.
This promo segment, I didn't understand.
No.
Because it really felt like, and again, this is just from
your personal,
my perspective of a fan who watches regularly, and B, someone who works in wrestling.
Yeah.
It came across to me like they gave Rhea the format for the promo segment and did not give that format to Michin, B-Fab, and Jade. Rhea is trying to cut a promo and trying to respond, while the other three are just talking over each other, different dynamics on the microphone. No one is understanding who's saying what.
No.
And then it eventually leads to Rhea versus B-Fab, where then they all just gang up on Rhea and leave her laying. But no one cared about Michin and B-Fab aligning with Jade, which is a shame, because they should be caring about Michin, because she's one of the best women's wrestlers on the roster.
Yeah.
But no one knows.
Yeah.
But because again, like we talked about last week, the story made no sense of how they joined it. And now they're there. But now none of them are working together as far as cutting promos. And Rhea, it just feels like we needed to find a spot for Rhea. It's like there could have been 10 other scenarios.
Yep.
That Rhea could have been involved in. I don't care if it's been the tag title, the Raw title, a non-title. Give her another match with Raquel for all I care.
Right. Because they work very well together.
Oh, they work extremely well together. It's just like, they needed someone for Jade.
Right.
Since Bianca isn't ready yet. So why not put the biggest name with it? Sure, fine.
With the person that you're trying to build.
Right. And I get that, but what have we built?
Nothing.
What up to this point have we built? Nothing.
We're 2 weeks out. So I don't think that it's going to get any better than this, honestly.
No, because this Friday, Rhea's probably going to go one-on-one with Michin.
Right.
I don't remember. Did anyone come out to help Rhea? I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
No. And that's probably, I think that's the only thing that we can say that there's a window for, because we did get some news about Bianca that she's on the road to recovery. She's training right now. So I said it last week. Don't be surprised if Bianca is the one that is in Rhea's corner at WrestleMania. Like, she's the one that comes out to help Rhea. And because me personally, I think we both agreed on this, that Jade is going over at Mania. Like, there's no way that you take the belt off of Jade.
I mean, unless Bianca shows up.
Yeah.
If Bianca shows up, then Rhea will win it, but no, you shouldn't. And
I disagree with that, because even if Jade wins and the crew is beating up Rhea after the match, we get a post-match scrum, and here comes
I'm referring to if she shows up like during the match to help.
Oh, during the match. Okay.
Yeah. But after a match, you're absolutely right.
Yes. Yeah. So, I listen, I hope that we get a little bit of teeth for the next, 2 SmackDowns before Mania. I hope so. But I don't have any confidence in that. And I'm not saying that the 2 women that are facing each other don't have the ability to do so. It's just that whatever story they've been telling has just fall flat. And they have to find some type of spark that's going to say, oh, yeah, we are interested in this match outside of just the 2 names that you have there. There needs to be some type of story, and there just isn't right now. And that's a concern.
And then the only other thing really with SmackDown was, then we got the official announcement for Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu match. It's unsanctioned.
Which I'm hoping that it's a Hell in a Cell.
Well, no, that's not what unsanctioned means.
What? You don't think that they're going to say Hell in a Cell?
They just said it's unsanctioned.
Yeah, it could be an unsanctioned Hell in a Cell.
No, unsanctioned just means it's just like a street fight.
Oh my!
That's all it means.
Last year.
That's all it means. All it means is we don't count it to your wins and loss record. We are not responsible for what happens to people, and it's gonna be like a brawl around the arena. They're gonna get beat up, and it's going to lead to Drew probably taking time off. So Jacob's gonna do something to him that just looks beyond devastating. And trust me, the look that you're given, for those of you listening, you need to watch the YouTube page, because the look that Barry is giving me during this, you could make a portrait of it. And I'm in agreement with you with that, but that's what unsanctioned is. Unsanctioned is just, we use weapons, we do this, we do that. They're not going to randomly have a Hell in a Cell above the ring without any announcement for that match happening.
I don't like it.
I don't like the unsanctioned decision either.
The man had a Las Vegas street fight last year at WrestleMania. Come on now.
Well, maybe he left something on the street. That's why they're back in Vegas. That's the only reason they came back to Vegas for consecutive years. Drew had to find what he left on the street.
I agree. Drew, listen, just do the street fight and just take some time off, because whatever they have planned for you is just absolute rubbish. So I would rather you just not be on TV than you just blowing in the wind and not having anything to do and having to be at the beck and call of these terrible SmackDown writers. Please do better. Yeah. I think the Cody Randy scrum. If I'm gonna grade it, right? If I'm gonna rate it from 1 to 10, I'm going to rate it a 2. And here's why. You have Randy and what's my man Cardona having the match, right?
Yep.
Do you have You have
which by the way, Cardona's only offense really in that match was using an illegal weapon, his cast.
He got beat up for 5 straight minutes. Like again, we talked about this,
but the counterpoint is, hey, I was in the main event of SmackDown.
Right. Listen, the last 2 weeks he's been in the last segment. So that's how they're gonna sell it to him. Hey, wait, you're in the last segment. Hey, but how you portray this man, he's a jobber. If this is what he signed up for, then fine. But the problem that I had, right, outside of the match, was Cody shows up like 2 minutes before the match is over, and he's just walking and strolling like there's no sense of urgency. I'm like, didn't you just get the doors beat off of you a couple of weeks ago, and you should be incensed? No, he looks like he's just doing the mayor walk where everybody's giving him, like, what are you doing? Where's the sense of urgency here? Where's the anger? Where's the aggression?
Well, he told Nick Aldis, I'm just going to talk to him. It was like that classic Family Guy skit. Like I just want to talk to him. I'm just going to talk to him. I'm not going to do anything. I just want to talk to him. And you knew something fishy was up when Cody's walking in the back and you see an extra walk out of the bathroom and do this.
Right.
Like, that if that's not a Vince McMahonism of him saying, hey, it'd be funny if he walks out of the bathroom and does this.
Definitely a Bruce Pritchard thing.
Yeah.
100%. That has Bruce written all over it. All over it.
Because that's all that people talked about with it was that
it
extra.
was just stupid. So they have this pull apart brawl and they're fighting and he's gouging Randy's eyes and they get pulled apart. It just went on and on and on, and I'm just like, okay, first 30 seconds, great. I'm looking at my watch now, like, okay, this is going on a lot longer than it should, and the crowd is like, crowd's like, we want to go as well. Like, this is uncomfortably bad.
Like, we know we're gonna be in traffic getting out of the parking lot.
I'm trying to get out of here, man. So that's what my takeaway was, that it just wasn't good. It went on too long. Cardona's being jobbed out. Like, what were your thoughts about the actual encounter between Randy and Cody?
My thoughts with this is somehow we're going to result in Jelly Roll being the special referee.
Right. Oh, because Jelly Roll comes out, obviously, and he takes a Vince McMahon
RKO.
He takes a Vince McMahon style RKO bump. Like, come on, man. You've been so good. You had a good match with Kit Wilson. Like, what kind of bump was that? Come on, Jelly Roll.
But again, why is he involved in this? Because I mean,
he's friends with Randy. He's cool with Cody. I get it. But
well, I say, if you're involved in Jelly Roll in this match that involves Cody Rhodes, turn this into a tag match and have it be Cody and Jelly Roll versus Randy and Travis Scott. So Cody can get his revenge from last year. Because why does Cody Rhodes have to have a top musician involved in his championship main event matches?
For the second year in a row.
Yeah. And Jelly Roll is 1,000 times better than Travis Scott. Don't get me wrong. This is not necessary.
No. This is what you call fodder. This is literal fodder. Like, this is one of those, if you watch a TV series and you get to episode 5 and it's like a fodder episode where it's just a filler. They're just trying to have a placeholder until you get to the second half of the season and it turns up again. Like, this was a fodder type of situation. Like, it just did not need to be there.
Yep.
At all. Just bad. Moving on. Let's go to Raw. What'd you like from Raw? Biggest takeaway from you?
There was, so much happened on Raw.
A lot.
And again, some good, some bad, some confusing.
Yeah.
If I were to pick one thing that I liked the most was how impressed I am with the build of Oba and Brock.
Perfect.
With Paul has done talking, and this was one of those moments where Brock grabbed the mic because he's now so embarrassed and so angry. So when he suddenly grabs a mic, now people listen. Oba, not scared, walks down there. Security drives off. He gives a security guard one of the grossest bumps.
Oh, my goodness.
He threw him.
Guy landed on his hip.
He then shoves Adam Pearce, who, by the way, then tweeted out, Oba, find me, because he's now being fined for attacking, which is good. Have that story happen.
Yeah.
To the point where Triple H suddenly shows up to try to separate himself between the two. And Brock eventually walks out and grabs another security guard and just F5s him.
To hell.
Yeah. But again, a build with very little dialogue, but everyone knows what's at stake. Everyone knows what it's about. And everyone cannot wait for this match.
And yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and this, believe it or not, should open WrestleMania.
100%. 100%. Like
first match on Saturday, you hear Brock's music.
100%. 100%. You cannot have this match anywhere but starting up, because if you have this as your tone setter for your Saturday, the rest of your card is going to be all right.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's a tone setter. You having the Monsters Ball, right? Shouts to Abyss, right? This is what I'm calling it. Like, you knew it was up when Brock Lesnar was in gear.
Yeah,
he didn't have.
He was ready to fight.
On. There was no boots. There was no jeans. There was no nothing. He was in wrestling gear, ready to fight.
And you know, this match will be like 5 or 6 minutes,
right? 5, 6
minutes,
and
it's just going to be high octane adrenaline.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a finishing move fest, and we love it, right?
Yes,
but that's what it needs to be. When you talk about perfect bills, this is why I know that they have it in them to do. It just depends on who's in it and how you get there, because these guys, you couldn't book this any perfectly. Like this is just absolutely perfect. And shouts to Oba again. That music hits, the lights flicker,
the garden went nuts.
It went absolutely crazy. This guy is over. Again, it doesn't matter who wins the match. I don't care who wins the match.
Oh, I still care who wins.
I don't, because the thing is, it's not going to affect Oba. It's not going to affect Oba if he loses. But what they're doing now is building intrigue. Both guys look very strong on Monday Night Raw, right? They didn't touch each other, but yet they came out looking stronger. That's how you know that you're doing something good. And perfect. Nothing wrong with that. I agree. I think that was one of my favorites. One of the interesting ones to me, though, what led off the show was Cody Steph. Like, when I watched it, I was just like, what are they doing? But then I kept thinking about it. I'm just like, there's something else happening here that might be pretty good.
No, I disagree with that. So, yes, something else might be happening. I disagree with the pretty good part.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever my opinion is, obviously you're gonna have something different, because I don't know if it is. I'm just saying that's why I'm saying might, because I'm gonna explain it here, but I don't necessarily know if I'm excited in a good way or excited to just see how the train wreck continues to just get off the train tracks, right?
Let's hear your theory. ... Not named Austin.
Yeah. So Cody comes out And again, he's doing the Cody thing. Then Stephanie hits, and the garden goes crazy for Steph, and shouts to Steph, right? And she's in there telling him that this version of you is not going to get it done. Randy is diabolical, and blah blah blah, and all this other stuff. And then she says that your father, you're not your dad, and your dad could be able to turn up. And then Cody says, well, to be honest with you, you're not your dad either. And
which is the biggest compliment Stephanie's ever gotten.
Right. So thank you. I don't want to be that guy.
Right. But it was treated as an insult.
Correct. So it gets a huge pop. She smacks the hell out of Cody. And, she's walking away. He grabs her and he says, I got 2 words for you. Thank you. Right. And I'm just like, all right, that sucked. But I'm just talking about the different layers that can possibly come of this. No, it's not Stephanie McMahon on the phone with Randy Orton. No, it's not. I don't think Stephanie's going to have much of a role, but it does make me interested in regards to saying, all right, is this going to make Cody tap into the Homelander version of himself? That's what I'm intrigued about. Like, we might not get the jolly good, I'm Cody. Like, maybe we get a little darker version of Cody Rhodes. And I would be okay with that. If they don't do it, then it is what it is. But I can see that being a thing where they start to lean into that type. Like, we're not going to turn him heel, but we want to see a little bit more edge from him. So who knows? But it was a puzzling segment, an interesting segment, and not necessarily a good way. Your thoughts?
So I need to sincerely apologize to you and all of our viewers and listeners because I made a joke a couple weeks ago. That is now, in my mind, clearly coming to fruition.
You're a jinx. That's what you are.
Do you remember what it was?
I don't remember. What is it?
I said the person on the phone with Randy was Shane McMahon.
You did say that, right?
This just set it up for it to be Shane McMahon.
Come on, bro.
This 100% set it up for that. You're referencing the McMahons.
Right.
You just referenced Vince. You have the royal family story. You have Randy on the phone with somebody. Stephanie's trying to help Cody. So who would naturally be helping Randy? Shane. Shane McMahon is going to help Randy Orton win the title, and then we're going to have a Cody Rhodes and Shane McMahon feud.
Oh, come on.
Which is awful. Because it's one or the other. It's either Shane or it's Vince himself. And the fact that, of course, it better not be, but the fact that they're referencing Vince in storyline right now.
But here's why I think that. And you have every right to think that, but don't you think that they're referencing Vince just because they're in MSG?
No.
It is the house that the McMahons built in regards to wrestling. That's all I'm saying. That's what I think it is. But
doesn't mean you should still be bringing him up with all the negativity that's going on with him.
That means that the lawsuit is about to be, who knows?
Right. That means things are being settled. And now we can get him on TV.
God, please, no.
Well, and if not, next thing, let's get Shane and Stephanie back at it.
Listen, you can put Stephanie on my TV every single week. Please keep Shane away. Please keep Shane away. Please keep Shane away.
I want him to be away just like you. But they have now set this up clear as day.
But I have another name.
If they chose to make it Shane.
I have another name. Well, go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just saying if they chose to make it Shane, it is a clear path for it to do so.
Disaster.
Yeah, I agree.
I do have another name because I said it was Cowboy. I did say it was Cowboy Bob Orton.
Bob, yeah.
Kevin Owens?
If he's cleared, is he even anywhere cleared yet?
Maybe he's not cleared to do anything really physical, but I'm sure he can be able to come to the ring.
If you're around the ring, you have to be cleared. because if something happens and you got to run, you got to do something physical.
Yeah.
The only way, if he does any type of serious movement or has any type of physicality, and I mean just physicality as in holding Cody for Randy to hit him.
Yeah.
You can't do that unless you're clear to an extent. Rollins, with all the running around stuff that he was doing with the hooded guys, you could have been considered cleared at that point. But there was still those few weeks where, yes, he ran, but never touched anyone and was never touched.
Right.
Until like this last week, which we'll get into momentarily.
Yes.
So, oh, he's cleared. Bam.
Right.
So Kevin Owens would be great. And I would hope
it makes sense
because it does make sense. And I would hope it's because he is cleared, because SmackDown could really use Kevin Owens.
Oh, desperately.
And especially if it's evil Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
So I would love that far more than my guess.
Please no.
Yeah.
We don't want that. All right. Where do you want to go here? Do you want to do
Oh, just mention Rollins, so why don't we touch on that?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go mention Rollins. Now,
and Paul Heyman needs to learn how to check his emails, apparently.
Yes, he definitely does. So, we get the segment and he heads to the ring, and then all of a sudden, here comes my boy, right? Adam Pearce.
That's right.
And Pearce is saying, hey, that Rollins guy, it's cleared to compete.
Oh, and also that restraining order got lifted.
Yeah. Restraining order got lifted. He's cleared to compete. Paul Heyman is panicking. He's looking around, and here comes Seth Rollins with his nice shoes and his black outfit and hits Paul Heyman in the back with the chair. Good shot, right? Right across the shoulder blades. Paul took it nicely and has him in position. It was funny though, because Paul was kind of laying there like a dead log while Seth was trying to,
as he should be, because he's a manager. One chair shot should kill him.
Trying to get him.
That's what position. He should not be selling, trying to get back up.
I'm not talking about that, but he just looked like
I take one punch. Log. I am dead weight.
So he got him in position for the curb stomp, and all of a sudden he gets dragged out of the ring by who? Gunther.
Everyone's ready for it to be Braun.
Right. Everybody was waiting for Braun to come and hit him with the spear, and Gunther shows up and puts Seth Rollins in a sleeper hold, puts him to sleep, points at the WrestleMania sign, puts some blood on his chest.
Because he got cut in his eye.
He got cut. I think I don't know how he got cut.
I think when Rollins was flailing, he must have just
probably got him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right. I didn't like it at first. But then my thoughts started to race.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to hear your take first before we go into what my thoughts were, sir.
I have a feeling our thoughts are identical with this, because
Probably.
I was exactly the same. I was just like, oh, we're going to have this match because Braun is not ready and Ray's not ready.
Right.
So we're just going to put these two together.
Because
the match itself is going to be that match. Honestly,
may still show.
I would not be surprised based on what the card is right now.
Yeah.
Rollins and Gunther and Trick and Sammy will be the two best matches of the show.
I agree.
And so I'm like, oh, this match will be a lot of fun, but it's just kind of thrown together with 2 weeks left. And it's like, no, wait. What have I been saying for weeks now?
Right.
I've been saying the Raw after Mania, Gunther destroys Brock. Gunther, in a way, just helped Paul Heyman. You could align him with Paul. You don't have to align him with Paul. But this also could have just been Paul asking for a favor, because he knew that all his guys are hurt.
And he's always a step ahead.
Gunther, protect me from Seth.
And I'll give you what you want.
And I'll give you what you want. And all of a sudden, the day after Mania, Gunther destroys Brock. After Brock, I still think Oba's winning at Mania. And Brock comes out for something to Raw after Mania. And Gunther lays him out. And whether Paul sides with him or Paul's shocked and wonder what's going on, he's like, you owe me a favor. The favor is I want to end Brock's career. And then he leaves, and then we have Gunther Brock at SummerSlam. So inadvertently, with these injuries that have happened, they have created a story to be able to build for Gunther and Brock. Now, Rollins obviously involved with this.
Now, does Rollins go over at Mania?
No. And I say no because of Braun Breaker.
So Braun Breaker will be back to interfere in Mania.
Right. To then catapult Rollins and Braun for them to do their thing.
Yeah.
But Gunther then can brag that he won this match against Rollins and then has his issue with Brock.
And then I guess you play the slow game in regards to Brock.
Well, because Brock will be off TV for months, because that's how Brock works.
Right, but in regards to Brock feeling betrayed by Heyman?
Well, I don't know whether or not I'd be betrayed or not. It depends. If you want to make Gunther a Paul Heyman guy, then yes, you do the betrayed thing.
No, but what I'm saying is that if Paul went to Gunther and said, I need your help. If you do this for me, then
I owe you a favor.
Or if you do this for me, here's another scenario. I know what you want, and I can be the one to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you not even leaving it out there saying, whatever favor you want, I got you. Him saying, I know what you want, and I'm going to be the one to give it to you. I'm the only person that can give it to you.
Well, that's fine. I mean, Brock and Paul have been on again, off again forever. Yeah. So, and going into a match, if it's Brock and Gunther, Brock is going to be the face in that match. So it would make sense if that were to happen.
Yeah.
But to me, yeah, at first I was just like, why are we throwing this match together? On the other hand, it's like, well, I get why we're throwing this match together. And long-term wise, while so many stories kind of culminate at Mania, we're having one that begins at Mania.
Which is fine.
Yes.
Which is okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had the same reaction. I was just like, but then I was just like, huh. I mean, it was very, very quick that I was just like, okay, this actually, I like this. I like this. Because, Rollins, they're, like you said, they're going to have a banger of a match, and that's never going to be an issue. But there is legs here for such a good story to be able to be played out. So I like it. I like it a lot. Moving on to one of the ones that I hated. Well, let me go ahead and just talk about what I liked. I really liked Liv Morgan and Vaquer's segment. They haven't done much talking in regards to promo, because obviously there's a language barrier. I don't know how effective it would be. Not saying that Stephanie is not good at her English has gotten a lot better, but there's an intensity to this rivalry.
They have created that, which is far superior to the Rhea
to what we're getting on the other side, right? Yeah. There's an intensity here that is selling the match, and I'm bought in. I'm bought in. And then Roxanne, her fine ass comes back. It was great. It was absolutely great. So I love that. Looking forward to see how they culminate this. I think Liv goes over at Mania. But I wouldn't be mad if they kept the belt off Valkyrie, because she's great. What I didn't like. Why are they treating my man LA Knight like this? We talked about this. Like, why? What did he do? What I want to know. I'm speaking to the wrestling universe. I'm speaking to the air. What did LA Knight do to deserve this?
Well, before we really get into that, did you get the same vibe I did that he was just not comfortable with anything that was happening? Because
No,
he stuttered on his words a lot during commentary.
I just don't think that LA Knight is bought in. I just don't. You will stutter, or you'll maybe he's just trying to find his footing, but this just, he feels like a third wheel.
He exactly is.
And it's really, really disheartening that you have a guy with that level of pop, right? It's Trick Williams level. It's on that level, and this is what you relegate him to.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. So we're going to go into the details of it. Tag team match. You got the Vision, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory versus the Usos having this match. LA Knight's on commentary, and I Show Speed is next to Logan Paul's mother in the crowd. Logan Paul goes to his mother. She gives him the brass knucks. I Show Speed is getting dragged over the actual barrier. Here comes LA Knight to be able to thwart Logan Paul. And all of a sudden, I Show Speed has the brass knucks in his hands. LA Knight goes ahead and runs Logan Paul off. He goes ahead and he, touches I Show Speed. I Show Speed is scared, turns around, knocks LA Knight out, and does the fake, oh my goodness, what is happening here? And puts the brass knucks,
conveniently puts the brass knucks down on the apron,
back on the apron, and backs away to the entrance. And I'm just like, and then we get the Division winning the tag team titles, and good for them, because it's about time that you get the tag team titles on somebody who's at least going to carry the belts and make it seem like they're interested in having them, than the Usos, who have been a complete disgrace since winning those tag team titles. So you have LA Knight laid out here, and now I Show Speed is in the entranceway. Logan Paul and Austin Theory, they grab his hand now and they take his ass to the back. And there's a segment later on. It says, oh, you gotta keep, Paul Heyman's like, you gotta keep him with him, because if you're not with him, then they're gonna kill him. And it's just like, is this what we're really getting for WrestleMania? Like, listen, we know that there has to be some.
We're getting one of two things,
right?
We're getting one of two things:
6-man tag,
right?
With I Show Speed and the Vision, with Logan Paul in Theory against LA Knight and the Usos, or they break it up and have a rematch between the Usos and the Vision, and you have LA Knight versus I Show Speed. Either one, I don't want. I would rather the 6-man tag. If you're gonna do something,
I agree.
Give me the 6-man tag, because it's gonna protect I Show Speed. You don't want him in a match like that, especially with LA Knight. It's just not gonna go well. It's better to have a 6-man tag to be able to do, get everybody on the card. It's not gonna suck, and it'll be a good heartfelt moment. And we all know that Austin Theory is taking the pin. We know this, so I am okay with the 6-man tag. I am not okay with where LA Knight is on the card at WrestleMania. It's just absolute garbage.
I mean, I don't need to say anything, because everything you just said is 100% correct. It was a bizarre tag match. LA Knight, to your point, definitely seemed uninterested. You had the I Show Speed involvement. You also then had Theory knocked out from the spear, and then Logan gave the brass knuckle punch to Jimmy, who was then knocked out long enough for him to get knocked out, be on the mat, Jey Uso to climb up the ropes, jump and hit Logan from the outside, and then in the midst of that, Theory wraps his arm on top of Jimmy And so Jimmy was knocked out for
a while,
15-ish seconds.
Yeah.
Also, with everything going on with Punk and Roman and the Usos' involvement with that, we never saw the Usos again the rest of the show.
It's just frustration.
So,
I don't
like this, the whole tag division, really on both shows right now, but especially Raw, is just laughable. I mean, to your point, yeah, at least we can see Austin Theory and Logan Paul walking around with the tag titles. So we actually know they are tag team champions.
Right.
But this is just simply, hey, young viewers, tune in. IShow Speed is going to be part of WrestleMania. And I'm not opposed to that. He's a great athlete and obviously has like 1 billion followers. So I get having him involved.
Right.
I got no issue with that. My issue is how they're getting him involved.
Exactly. And who you're using to be able to help him be involved. Like, that's the whole thing. Have IShow Speed a part of the show. I have no issue with that.
Right. Because if you have IShow Speed one-on-one with LA Knight, I'm probably picking IShow Speed to somehow win the match.
Right. The way they book LA Knight, I wouldn't be surprised if they let him go over, because they don't give a shit about LA Knight. It's just it's really, really bad, and I hate it. I hated every second of this, and I would just like to move on. Main event stuff. What are your thoughts about Roman and CM Punk's interaction? I think that this was pretty good.
I disagree. I did not like this at all.
Okay, so explain. Go ahead.
Last week, you had Punk get attacked by Roman after being ordered by Jey Uso.
Right.
But with the end of it, Punk was laughing at him getting beat up because just like, oh, I'm in your head.
Yeah.
So he's laughing that Roman resulted to attacking him.
Right.
And then tonight, we started with Roman. Before he said anything, Punk's music hit. And then Punk came out to just start fighting.
Yeah.
So that contradicts him laughing about the fact that Roman tried fighting him. You didn't have the Usos do anything in the midst of this. And you had Punk. I mean, it's fine that Punk stands tall since Roman stood tall last week, but there was no verbal interaction, no Uso interaction, no details backing up why was Punk laughing the way he did last week. No reaction from Roman as to why Punk was laughing after the beatdown he gave last week. It was just Punk suddenly showed up, forgot about last week. I'm here to fight, and I just kicked your ass. The end.
I changed my mind.
You're welcome. This is what I do. This is what I do.
You know, what I took away from it is, okay, you know, Punk got physical. It was cool. It was a cool optic to be able to see him get, you know, power bomb Roman through the table. That was great. But like, yeah, everything that you said was a totally spot on. Like, again, like, you literally abandoned everything that you did for the last 2 weeks about like having the Usos involved. They took their ball and went home. They weren't involved. So it's just like, you didn't need this for this week.
Right.
You could have waited a week.
You could have Roman questioning, why were you laughing?
Right. Like,
and then get the explanation from Punk why he was laughing.
Right. Right. Like, it just, I don't know. I think I've been watching wrestling too long, and I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. Like, we need things to make sense. Like, the biggest thing about wrestling is not the matches are 10% of what's important.
Mm-hmm.
It's lead up, it's story, it's actual execution of said story, and it's building for the actual 10%. And I just don't know if who's ever writing this stuff understands that, because there needs to be synergy. There needs to be connectivity. Every week is another branch of whatever story you're telling. to be able to come together, to be able to give the fans to say, oh, well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes what WWE does, and they've been doing this recently, I don't know if you're aware of it, is that they give you all of these things. Like they give you all these random things because they kind of want you to be like off the scent, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't want you to really know what we're thinking. No, that's actually what we want to know. Like we need to understand where this is going so we can be interested in it. That's like me watching a movie trailer and you just have a whole bunch of lights and scenes that are just going off and there's no dialogue, there's nothing happening. Like, we gave you a lot of stuff, so it's gonna build interest. No, it's not. It's actually gonna make me more annoyed, and then now I'm not gonna watch the movie because I don't know what this movie's about. I see that there's a couple of people that I might like, but I'm not gonna invest my money into watching this. I'm gonna wait until it gets the free cable, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is, and that's what they're giving us. And I don't understand where that changed. I just don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, and sometimes we have these moments with WWE, and we're just like, this makes no sense. Why are you doing this? It doesn't add up with anything. And then the following week, they'll do something like, oh, okay, now I get why you did this and this and this. So I'm just hoping we have that for next week.
Yeah, I agree. But on a whole, I think that this feud, they have botched this so badly that you had these two guys.
And it started so good.
So good, right? And you haven't had anything match the level of the first encounter.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't there's so much story here. There's so much story here. The Shield stuff, the Paul Heyman stuff, the you need my help stuff, all of these things. And you ended up giving us, let's play the old hits again. I don't care. Like, look, can we just be done with the bloodline story? It was great, but I just think that it's played out now. You need to give us something else. Just them fighting is cool, but it's not enough. This is WrestleMania. This is not Backlash. You need to buy in. People have to buy into what the hell is going on here. And there's nothing. There's really nothing. I chose you because I hate your guts. You don't hate me. You just are my little guy. And you're old. I don't like that you called me old. Oh, here's your cousin. Hey, cousin, hit him. Okay. That's the feud in a nutshell.
Yeah.
What is this?
This is your main event of WrestleMania.
This is the main event of WrestleMania. Let's go ahead and go talk about something positive. Hall of Fame news. What do you got?
Well, we got two more announcements as far as inductions. One of them, honestly, I thought he was already in, so I'm thrilled that he is getting in because I was a fan of how much I hated him as a kid. Bad News Brown.
Nice.
Being inducted. Here's what I remember about Bad News Brown. I remember three key things with Bad News Brown. One, in the time frame where I first started watching wrestling, all the stars had music. I know for the longest time they didn't.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that as a kid.
Right.
Everyone had their entrance music. Except Bad News Brown. He did not come out to music. And that stood out so much to me as a kid.
Intrigued you.
It intrigued me because here's a guy who doesn't care. Here's just a mean guy who wants to beat people up and doesn't care about anything else.
Right. He's not here to entertain you.
I mean, as a kid, of course, I'm like, wow, that's interesting. As I got older and like, I appreciate that so much.
Yeah.
The second thing was his finisher. Kind of like a standing enziguri. And it was such a unique move for a guy his size. All of a sudden, he's kind of flipping and doing a kick to the back of your head. very different for that time frame.
Yeah.
And constantly finished people off with it. And the third thing, his feud with Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 6, where Roddy Piper painted half of his body with a paint that wouldn't come off, and he had to go into the airport half blackface. In this day and age, Piper would have been canceled
immediately
in 5 seconds. But all of a sudden, he was the one cheered for this feud based on how he looked with it. But it was such a unique. It was just such a unique a unique promo that is in the archives. Watch his WrestleMania 6 promo. Be warned when you watch it, not by what he says, but just how he looks. And that's so cool that he had that WrestleMania moment with Piper. He won the Battle Royal. I want to say that was WrestleMania 2 that he won the Battle Royal. So he had a couple Mania moments. He had good feuds. He was over as a heel, and I love that he's in.
And this is one of those other situations where, you know, a wrestler falls out with Vince McMahon, and, you know, after a pretty decent tenure with the company. Like, you know, there's stories about, you know, how Bad News Brown was promised that he would become, you know, WWE champion. Like, he'd be the first black WWE champion, and those things just never materialized. And they're saying that was kind of the factor of what led to the breakup between those two. You know what I mean? And, you know, never really had weren't on speaking terms or anything like that. So, you know, the fact that here comes Triple H again to be able to make this right. Yeah. And I love this about Triple H, that he's just a student of history and knows how to be able to bridge the gap and be able to bring people together. And obviously this is a legacy induction, hoping that his family's there and it's not just a video package. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yep.
But Bad News Brown, man, you know, everything that you said was spot on. Just so entertaining, just so unique in regards to, you know, how he moved. A guy his size, you just never expect him to do the certain things that he did. So, you know, loved it. Yep. I love this induction.
And then the other induction announcement, because since last year they begun inducting a match,
which is great.
Inducted every year, which is a cool concept.
Yeah.
You know, say whatever you want to say about Hulk Hogan. If you know anything about the history of wrestling, the first thing that pops up is Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, WrestleMania 3.
Oh, listen, so that put the company on the map.
Right. So the fact that this wasn't the first match inducted is weird. Kind of a head scratcher. Yeah. But you know, if we're doing a match, that we don't have to break this down. If you're watching this podcast, you know of this match. And you know the importance of this match. Absolutely. So it's in as it should be. And you'll probably have Nick Hogan be the one like accepting it. But
question.
Great.
Yes. That's fine. Yeah. Any closing thoughts, sir?
Oh, I mean, well, there's still like 2 or 3 more things we got to touch on real quick. I know we only got a few minutes left.
What are we touching on?
Well, one, apparently we have an IC ladder match.
Oh, yeah.
Where everyone apparently qualified for these matches on Main Event that no one knew about.
I mean, look, if you're going to have Penta on the show, and I like the fact that he said, "Oh, I want the ladder match," right?
Yeah.
It was great. Like, anything that has Penta a part of it, if you're going to do this, I think that this is going to be a good optics. It's going to be a good match. You always have this at WrestleMania anyway. So I expected this. We talked about this before. Mm-hmm. So it's not a shock to me that they're actually going to do this.
I'm just shocked how they threw it together and said there were qualifying matches on Main Event before they even announced the match was happening.
That's insane.
And we got currently, they may or may not be adding more people to it, but it's Penta, Javon Evans, Rusev, Dragon Lee, and JD McDonough.
Right.
And
do you think that they add anybody else to it?
They might add one more.
Okay.
But
do you have an idea who it might be?
Maybe Kofi. So you can still implement some of the Kofi, Javon Evans stuff.
Right.
However, one of my 2026 predictions might come true. Because I said in the year 2026, both Finn Balor and JD McDonough would win singles titles.
So you think that JD is going to win the championship at WrestleMania?
I think they could do a shock and have JD. It's probably Penta's probably going to retain. But
I see where you're going.
But they could have JD win. Finn beats Dom. Finn JD feud for the IC title after. They could do that.
Could do.
It's
but
there.
then, yeah, it just. I think Penta deserves a long run.
Penta deserves the moment to retain.
Yeah, he deserves a long run. I don't even know who takes the belt from Penta, but I do believe that he should have the belt going into, I want to say, going into Survivor Series. I don't think that you
that
should
long.
Yeah, I don't think that you should take the belt off of him.
I mean, that means he's going to hold it for another 8 months.
Yeah, I just think that just because he's such a top luchador, and they need somebody to be able to kind of, have that title, because Rey Mysterio had it for so long. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't just, have him be the guy.
Right. And then the last thing, and I defer to you if you want to bring it up or not.
Sure.
Because before we went on the air and we're texting today, you got very upset at me about something.
Yes,
but you haven't brought it up.
Matter of fact, you go. It's your thing. So I'll go ahead and talk about it, and I'm gonna go ahead and react to it. Go ahead, sir. Because I'm going to strangle you.
The topic was Danhausen.
Yes,
we love Danhausen.
Love him.
We can't get enough of Danhausen. His pops are getting bigger by the week.
Yes,
his merch is selling more and more by the day,
as it should.
He is now getting the big autograph things backstage with Punk and Cody, and having his own to autograph for everybody because he's getting so big. I'm worried about him.
Come on.
I'm worried about him because eventually he has to lose a match. When this aura of how big you've built someone, when they lose a match, so much of it goes away. Look at Goldberg. Look at Umaga. I know it's very weird to put this guy in the same sentence as those. Look at someone like Eugene. All this happens, and he's going to be huge. And I'm sure he's going to win his first few matches, and it continue to rise more and more and more. But when the loss happens, he is going to be deflated. And they are going to relegate him, which is going to be dumb. And all of a sudden, it's not going to have nearly the type of appeal, because all of a sudden they're on such a high and then poof, gone. So I'm worried about him for that.
I think you're insane.
Do you think I'm insane?
R-Truth has made a career out of being the funny guy in the back that loses matches and wins occasionally. Danhausen can be exactly that. If you let Danhausen win 2 matches of every 10, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Even if you make him win 1 match out of every 10, it doesn't matter. Danhausen he's an establishment in the back. He is Mr. Backstage segment.
I think they're making this a mistake, Barry. They're making it a mistake.
No.
Are you mad at me for this?
Absolutely, you're insane.
I'm insane?
You're crazy.
You want to know what's even crazier? You don't even realize today's April 1st.
Oh, crap.
This was an entire April Fool's thing on you.
It's good. It's pretty good.
I got you. Of course I love Danhausen. Here's my crazy fun predict. Everything I just said is a complete lie, by the way. That was a joke because Barry was livid that I threw it as like the last topic of something to talk about today. Because I'm just like, I need to have some fun with this. And he was like, "You're out of your mind." I'm like, "Oh, let's have fun." I'll go one step further.
Yeah.
Just a crazy, stupid prediction that we know I just throw things at wall. Occasionally actually stick.
What is the time frame for this prediction?
Raw after Mania.
Okay.
Danhausen and CM Punk win the tag titles.
I would listen. This would be
Danhausen's in-ring debut.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's against the Usos, which would make sense for the story if they were to regain the titles, or if it's against the Vision,
which would make sense too.
Which also makes sense.
Yeah.
They're challenging Punk. They're getting in his face. And you're like, I'll get anyone to be my partner. All of a sudden, he has a backstage interaction with Danhausen. You're my partner. What?
Right.
And then they win the tag titles. The Raw after Mania.
It would kind of, not on the same level, obviously, like the Rock and Sock connection. It would be like that.
It would be that to an extent. Only Punk gets along with Danhausen.
Right.
And all of a sudden, because you have either at Mania now, Danhausen's probably going to curse Cena since Cena's going to be there hosting. And the Raw after Mania, Danhausen attempts to curse Paul Heyman.
I can't wait to see the interaction between Danhausen and John Cena. That is going to be amazing.
Yeah,
it's going to be amazing. I can't wait for it.
I'm happy that on this episode that we filmed on April 1st, you did not pick up on any of that.
Oh, it went completely over my head.
Well, I feel like I accomplished something then.
You did. It was good, right? Because I was like, what is this man talking about? Are you crazy? Danhausen? Just worried? What? That was good. It's good. That's the way to end the show. Now,
because all of a sudden, if we didn't have time to talk about it, I'm like, oh well, this all just went. This is a waste. Now he's going to think I'm out of my mind and I can't back it up because now it's not April Fool's anymore.
And I would be texting you like, you're still insane. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was pretty good. You know, you're not too bad, sir. Not too bad.
Yeah, I do what I can.
All right, this is the end of the show. Hopefully we can get a interesting SmackDown on Friday, and we can get something to talk about on Raw that is not this hodgepodge of just a whole bunch of things that's happening. Hopefully we get some more direction because we are literally 2 weeks away from WrestleMania. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Also, if you guys don't know yet, and you're going to be in Vegas but can't afford to go to the event itself, well, hang out with me at the Plaza Hotel Casino on Fremont Street, where I will be hosting the watch-along at the Plaza on both days, Saturday and Sunday. And on Saturday, WrestleMania Night 1, I will be hanging out and doing a live interview with WWE Hall of Famer Rob Van Dam. It's going to be amazing. Tickets are on sale right now. A lot of tickets have already been bought, so get them while you still can. Go to plazahotelcasino.com to hang out. And if you show up and you tell me you found out about it from the Ring View podcast, I'll be like, hey, thanks.
Hey, guy. All right.
Hey, guy. I appreciate it. What, you think I'm going to like buy you something? I'm broke.
In fact, you buy me something.
Yeah, you got to buy me something. I helped you save all that money to watch Mania at a good place and see RVD.
Right.
So buy me
I helped you out. Helped you out.
This was all, exactly. I'm such a giving person.
Listen, that was a great shameless plug. That's the way you're supposed to do it.
My plugs are always shameless.
Exactly. Next week we will have, make sure we'll have the actual poster and flyer here to be able to post.
Sure.
And we'll be promoting that, but that's very, very good. I think that you're going to do great. Just don't show off and talk about how tall you are to RVD. Just don't do that.
I don't remember. I met RVD once like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I can't remember I think he might be right around my height or maybe slightly taller.
Yeah, well, don't try to like bow your shoulders up and try to like be taller.
We're going to be sitting interviewing. It's going to be fine. Now I got to look up how tall is RVD. I'm technically he's 6 foot. I am taller.
Yeah. So, like I said,
because I'm just incredible.
Yeah, just don't try to be that guy. You do it to me, don't do it to RVD. That's all I'm saying. Right?
Well, RVD can kick my ass.
That's true.
You can't.
Hey, don't disparage me. Okay? Don't throw random shots at me. That's not a nice thing. Don't do that. That's all for the show. Before he continues to insult me, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.